So for this one, we're just gonna go a couple years back, not too far off crazy. Really when Opium, when it was in his prime, so really 2022, 2023, mainly this year. I'm talking about 2023 just for the specifics with Carti, and early 2024. So boom, Ken, Lone, Homicide Gang, everybody's doing their thing. But that's the thing, the main person that's leading that group, Carti, hasn't really dropped no music. Then boom, he comes out, one of his best Rolling Loud sets ever, Rolling Loud LA 2023, plays Rockstar. We're like, oh shit, like this is like Whole Lotta Red, but like crafted way more vision, and just, you know what I mean, it just sounded like a more perfected Whole Lotta Red type of sound. Played location, played songs he hadn't played in years, and actually changed up his set. And really had an identity and real look now. Then it's like, you gotta think, after that, that's March 2023. Carti doesn't really perform or does his festival run again until summer. That's when the Summer Smash 2023 performance really started, which really started off the summer. That's when he was standing on top of the fucking black truck and they was chasing him on the freeway. I was like, what the fuck, like there was just so much crazy shit going on to this era. And then Wireless was right after that, and that was beginning of July, and that's when he plays Lo and Behold Pop Out, one of the craziest Carti songs. Like, it sounds insane, like it just sounds like a construction, like dark ass sound, like, you know what I mean. Pops out with that, plays it again, Rolling Loud, probably a couple weeks after that. Then I would say after that, Killers gets leaked, and then after that for 2023, it was kind of like chill. He didn't really drop nothing. Then boom, he come around the first week of December, drop Different Day, and then this is in the midst of Kanye Vulture's era. So he go Different Day, and then he go Carnival, all in the span of December 2023. Boom, he go Different Day, boom, drop that shit, go crazy, because no announcement, just on. That's when he really started the video, Instagram, no announcement, boom, drop. Then Different Day, he go 2024 music, boom. Then he go fucking Hood by Air snippet, goes crazy. Then he goes Hood by Air to finish off the year, boom. Then he goes, like, this run was honestly crazy, because, like, honestly speaking, I'm not mad at the product that Iammusic was, because sonically it wasn't terrible, and sales wise it probably looked really good on paper for the label. But I feel like the potential that project genuinely had to be, it honestly could have been one of Carti's, it honestly could have been better than a Whole Lotta Red. Because realistically speaking, when the project was first starting off and being worked with in 2023, that's when he had the most direction, and that dark, muddy construction sounding type of Iammusic, that's honestly what the project should have been. I know a lot of people reminisce on Whole Lotta Red V2 and be like, oh, I wish that album was like that, but I'm always kind of like, yeah, V2 is still something I want to hear, but honestly I think the final product of Whole Lotta Red is exactly what Carti needed, and that's what he needed. Like, honestly, I don't know if V2 would have pushed the pivot as much as the third version that he did, but this version of Iammusic definitely shouldn't have been the final. Like, I don't feel the same way about how I feel about Whole Lotta Red with Iammusic. Iammusic is cool, but I definitely feel like it's catered. There's nothing wrong with catering to the mainstream, because at the end of the day, like, that's what you're supposed to do to artists. You're supposed to cater to an audience. But I feel like that was the first project I honestly think Carti overthought and let people's thoughts get in the way of his creative process. Because with Whole Lotta Red, it was a boom, I don't give a fuck what y'all talking about. Dial-Lit, same thing. Self-Titled, same thing. But it was honestly just not sad, but it's kind of like a damn, because it was like how this project started. It was like, bro, you playing straight dark vibes, like this honestly some of the best music, like if you're a fan of Carti, you ever heard, you know what I'm saying? And it honestly took Carti to another level, because he's doing all of this, and then he does Type Shit, which is arguably the song that puts him on for the mainstream, and then he does Fiend as well, Summer 2023, which is another big song that puts him onto the mainstream even more. So it's like this whole run he was doing in 2023, and really like the deep voice was something we heard, because we heard like Mr. Miyagi getting money, like we heard the snippet of Wicked, but like it never came out until 2023. So it was like we heard what it was, but this was the first year he was like, yeah, this deep voice shit, this is what I'm doing permanently as a sound. So it was like he had a direction, he had a goal. The music was sounding exactly how he looked. Carti was like, I remember there was a picture he took after Wireless with a fan, and he's looking crazy, like possessing the eyes. That's when he was recording at the Cave Studio in fucking London or wherever that was. And it was like he had direction. Like it was a dark, muddy, like construction sounding, like bending your ears type of album. And that's honestly like, I think like this era is very underrated, and if you were there, you understand how crazy it was, because it wasn't like, there was nothing bright about this era. It wasn't like Iammusic where he was trying to like dress brighter, you know what I mean? No, it was like all black, goons on stage, like goons on stage. But this is before like Opium running on stage. This is when the bald goons and fucking Burberry Airy fucking doing front flips off a stage era, you know what I'm saying? And Carti's on stage, shaved eyebrows, piercings everywhere. He had the, I forgot what he had like a little metal accessory that he used to put on the mic too. Like honest, like the direction at this time for him was so crazy, because it was probably so, it was definitely intentional, but it probably wasn't as intentional as he thought. But it's just so crazy because the product that he was making at this time was honestly like, it honestly could have been his best project. But you know, that's kind of why, like, I know that he takes a long time to work on projects, so it can be exactly what he wants it to be for the people. But I think this is the one time that him sitting on a project like kind of bit him, because it was like he did it for a Whole Lotta Red, worked to perfection. Whole Lotta Red did exactly what it needed to do for him. It took him to the next level. This, if you would have dropped this like mid 2024, like after Hood by Air, Ketamine, and Backrooms with Travis, and like probably around the Type Shit era, like so probably like March 2024, April 2024, even summer, like, you know, this arguably would have been his best project. And just like Opium as a whole at this time, this is when Lone was in If Looks Could Kill era. This is when Ken dropped A Great Chaos. Like all of his artists and his label, like everybody was working on a dark, like everybody was on very dark sounding like music at that time. So it was like they had the most direction as a collective, and it was like everything would have gelled and made sense perfectly, you know what I'm saying, if his project, like Carti's project alone, would have dropped. Because honestly, that was all damn near all of their primes. Like A Great Chaos is arguably Ken's best project sonically. You know, Project X is amazing, but I feel like A Great Chaos, from the first track to the last track, like it's a perfect album. Tracks are organized exactly. There's no track that I feel like it should be here or there. Like If Looks Could Kill Lone, like that's when it, like, to come out the game as fast as he did and do something so direct and intentional and fire like that, you know what I mean? Like him doing that, and then Carti was just on his dark shit at this time, you know what I'm saying? And Homicide Game was on the same thing too. So it was like they honestly had crazy direction at this time, and it would have been honestly good to see Iammusic drop. But you know, I'm not mad at the product that we got. I definitely feel like the product beforehand, like I said, he definitely just overthought it from at least a viewer perspective. But yeah, that's honestly what I came here to speak about. Like this era wasn't really that long, because you got to think Iammusic era was really 2022 doesn't really count, because we weren't hearing nothing 2022. This era really lasted from 2023 to like, I would say max like summer 2024, because like I feel like once like summer 24 ended, that's when the Iammusic era kind of got a little brighter, and you know what I mean, it wasn't the same product that it was the year prior. And I'm not mad at what it turned into, because like there's a lot of amazing songs on that project that did come out. But I just wish, honestly, it may just be a personal preference for me. I mean, in the comments, let me know if I'm tripping and maybe the product that came out was better than what it was once. But I just think what could have dropped in 2023 or early 2024 would have been better than what we got in 2025. But that's my thoughts. Let me know in the comments if I'm tripping or I'm bugging, or let me know your thoughts and how you feel about just the whole breakdown of this. But I appreciate all you guys. I appreciate all the love that y'all dropped on the last video. Coming back, I know it's been a minute. Consistency is there. I'm back. Love y'all. See you on the next one.